Now, I'm familiar with jig time 6/8, waltz time 4, 4/4, 2/4, real time. So what kind of time signature are you playing with some of these tunes?
Well, the horror, this last one was 3/8, so it's not quite a waltz, and the emphasis is on 1 and 3. So bum, 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 bum. Most of them, though, are in a 2 or a 4 rhythm. Right.
Now, is there any room for improvisation? Do you improvise at all?
One of the really key things about klezmer is that melody is king. So there's improvisation, but it's more likely you would think of it as ornamentation. So you can always recognize the melody, and you're ornamenting around the melody with little fills, with slides, with something that's called a crackts, which is it's kind of a sob or a catch sound, and whatever the melody instrument is does that in a different way. So on a clarinet, you kind of crack the note, and the violin, you'd stop the sound of the note, you kind of slide into the note and then stop the sound, and it sounds like that sob.
Like a hammer on or something.
Right, exactly. You can bend notes, so and or slide down. Anything to make it sound like the voice, really. You trill, but it's really more like a vibrato trill, so that you hold your fingers right next to each other and go. You never do a whole step trill like a. Nah. So people would call, for a while, people were calling klezmer Jewish jazz, but it is distinct in that way, in that it's not based. It's really based on the melody rather than on the harmonic structure. I mean, certainly the harmonic structure is very important. It's really there, but the improvisation occurs around the melody. Too much talking.
It's interesting to know, because I didn't know that. So. Because I mean, I've always thought of it as kind of Jewish jazz, like you said. But I mean, jazz is much more improvisational because they can break away from the melody.
Right. Yeah.
You break away from the melody. It's not.
Right. It would. Yeah. The melody's always there. You also don't have like that 2-part harmony sound like the Everly Brothers wouldn't have a place in this. Although you'll have opposing lines weaving in and out, or a lot of playing in fifths rather than in thirds. A little bit of purposeful dissonance. I think the improvisation sound comes in because you're not, or the way we think of it is, you're not strictly following the music. You're not, you can play around a lot with what's there. It's a folk music.
So would you say that every time you play a tune, it's played a little differently? Would you say you never play it the same way twice?
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, it's like any folk music too. Otherwise, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And keep the musician sane, you have to play it a little differently every time. Yeah, wouldn't you guys agree?
Considering we never remember from time to time.
Right.
You have another tune?
Yeah, okay, we'll play, this is a tune that I learned from a guy named Merlin Shepherd, who's actually Welsh. And there's the klezmer scene in Europe is really vibrant. It's very much alive. And he's writing tunes. I swear he's really actually mentally from the 18th century, because I shouldn't have told you. I should have let you think this was just some old tune. The difference is maybe that he gives them names. This one he calls the tongue, which is in. Do you know it?
Yeah, D minor and
D minor and going up to E minor.
Okay. Yes. Right.
Right.
Okay.
that tune seemed, it kind of started out quiet and then it kind of built up to a frenzy of sorts.
Good.
That's the idea.
Yeah.